Yeah.
How much was your speaker?
Oh man, dog, I had that bitch about 4 or 5 years. 150?
Ain't bad for
150
that
at the
size.
time.
I mean, a little small joint though.
They got the little wood joints, the Amazon
Yeah.
Hey Alexa shits, the wood one. Boy,
Them bitches all be loud for real.
that
I just want a
motherfucker
little
be
small joint.
that motherfucker righteous. And we're rolling.
And we rolling.
Yeah.
Yo, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Long overdue, man. It's KC in the place to be with my brother Sam Goody.
What up with it now?
Yes, indeed, man. It's a blessing to be in my brother's presence. You know what I'm saying? Friendship is essential to the soul.
Always.
Brotherhood is one of the greatest neighborhoods to live in. You dig what I'm saying? We're gonna start this thing all right. You heard? We're gonna start this thing all right. It's a lot of conversations that we have that are building blocks to one another's life. And, you know, this is Sam Goody's baby, actually. An idea that he birthed, if you will. And we here to share it.
Yeah, and you know what, dog? I appreciate you staying on me about that.
Yeah.
Because even when I came up with it years ago, man, I knew that we were already indulging in what the topic or what the name of the pod was, which is share the conversation. We was already doing it, so it rolled out easily. You dig?
Word.
And even when I hit you the first time, you was like, dog, you where we at with it? For a week straight, he like, where we at with it? To the point where you like, give me the login information.
Big facts.
I got it.
I'll start posting.
Yeah, and I knew I could give it to you because you was gonna take it and run with it. You dig what I'm saying? But however many years later, which it don't matter, now we here.
We here, man.
Now we here. And
it's a celebration.
Celebration, man. You know, anytime my preference in a celebratory moment, I always have to pop me some champagne.
Come on, man.
Always have to. And who better to pop this bottle of Bel Air, Rosé,
goddamn,
Black Bottle Boys. Then my dog Kimar Cain.
Let's get it, man.
Now tell the people a little bit about yourself, and then I'll do the same in return.
Oh man, so my name is Kimar Cain, country boy from Natchez, Mississippi. You know what I mean? Pretty big. There we go.
Yeah.
Pretty big family on my mother's side. Don't really know too much about my father's side of the family, but nonetheless, I've learned a lot from both sides. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm a lover of jazz music. I consider myself to be a storyteller, a self-reflector, and a life sharer. Share a lot about my own life. You know what I mean? I reflect on my own life, and I tell a lot of different stories that helps myself and other people. Community organizer, you know what I mean? And podcaster as well. You know, Mental Shampoo and The Family Tree Podcast. Shout out to Ashley, FG. And that's a little bit about me, man. KC,
you know me.
Word.
Yeah. And Sam Goody from Chocolate City, Mound Bayou, Mississippi. Community leader as well. Named after my pops, bro. I wear that name with pride because as I was growing up, a lot of people used to tell me in the community, man, like, yo, bro, your pops taught me this, your pops taught me that. Word. And I knew at that time it was big shoes to fill. But I think sometimes, man, I didn't try to do it. It was already in me for it to be done. Your DNA. Man. It was already in my DNA. So some things we don't have to force, man. You're already the chosen one. But being from an all black city, man, I wear that pride. I love my people. But I also love the advancement of my people.
Amen.
I don't like people to be stagnant. I don't like to be stagnant myself, but understanding life to where you have to be still and sometimes in isolation or in solitude.
Yeah, for sure.
That doesn't mean that you're not moving. Sometimes your body just got to rest and your mind got to rest and digress in order to come back and grow.
Yes.
You dig? Even when you plant plant a seed is still for a little bit. You got to go through your seasons, man. So a father, sheesh.
Shout out to nephew, man.
Man.
Baby
hey,
Seth.
he has given me a new why. He has given me a new why, man. But you guys will learn a lot about me as we grow into this, as we share these conversations. Share that shit. You guys learn a lot about me as I share and be transparent. I think one of the keys with sharing the conversation has to be, before we get into the topics, is you have to give a little in order to get some. So, and that's why I feel like when I started this, I was opening up some and people were able to pour into me, and I was able to share some too as well. And the more you share, the more they care.
The more you share, the more they care. And the more they give, man. Cheers, my brother.
Episode 1.
Episode 1.
Share the conversation.
Share the conversation.
Here we live.
In here. So for those who may be wondering, what is share the conversation? Got a couple of notes, man. Actual definition pieces, actually.
Absolutely.
You know, although we know what share means, it's always good to hear like a refresher.
Absolutely, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So to define share, it says to partake of, use, experience, occupy, or enjoy with others. To have in common.
Absolutely.
The definition of conversation: to exchange of sentiments, spoken observations, opinions, and or ideas. So we're gonna be sharing a lot of different conversations. Absolutely. We're gonna learn about a lot of things with one another, not just us two, but everyone else out there as well. Things that we have in common through the conversations that we share.
Absolutely.
All right. Why do we do what we do? It's simple. You know what I mean? A lot of people. It needs to be done, for one. Right. 2. Not a lot of people share enough. You know, we're always surface level with a lot of things.
Yes.
And we tend to hold a lot of things in. I've heard a quote before that said that, you know, don't be a soda, be water. Because you know that when you shake up a soda bottle, right, it fizzles up, and when you open it, like that champagne bottle, if we shook that champagne, the champagne would have shot up. Episode
100, we gonna do
Yeah,
that in a celebratory moment. But let's go, keep going. I got you.
If you shake up a bottle of water, there's no fizzle action. Like the water just simply adapts. The water can take rough terrain, if you will. Yeah. So being able to share these conversations, it prevents us as well as everyone else who takes heed to these principles and practices. You won't necessarily explode on others that you care about the most, that you care and love the most.
Absolutely.
And you won't implode with self-destruction and things of that nature. Like, it's a lot of things that go on in our minds, man, that we don't talk about, and we go crazy. Right. You know, the big thing now is mental wellness. I don't want to say mental illness because we want to speak life.
Absolutely.
But we do understand that there are challenges within a lot of people's mental status, if you will. So this right here, being able to hear certain conversations being had, that can help put our mental health in good standing.
Absolutely.
You dig what I'm saying?
You said what was the term you said?
Imploding.
Imploding. Yeah. Absolutely. And I think to watch us exercise a healthy conversation, it will teach you how to actually navigate when you feel that fizzle from people. You have to understand why do you feel that fizzle? Because it may be something internal that you're not understanding what that person is actually sharing with you. So you don't ever want to leave a conversation feeling a certain kind of way. Make sure you leave it on the table. And I think that's a great segue to give the subtitle of Share the Conversation.
Talk about
and for me, it's listen to understand and speak to be understood.
Woo.
Not all the time when you understand, it's understanding someone is respect.
Yes.
We can agree to disagree.
Yes.
Right? But the fact that if that's your way of thinking, I must respect it. Don't have to agree, but I must respect it. And that way I don't have to perceive certain things because what comes out of your mouth is truth. Right? As long as it's consistent now. And for me, I care to share the conversation with a person that that has an important place in my life. Like, you my brother.
For sure.
We done went through, we going through life and we growing together.
For sure.
Iron sharpen iron, you dig what I'm saying? Yeah. So maybe it's your father that you hadn't talked to. Maybe it's your mother that you hadn't talked to. Maybe it's a sibling. Maybe it's a coworker, whomever it is that you have a great relationship with that you would care to continue. Yep. I promise you, if you sit down and really care to share the conversation, it'll take that to another level. Now, it's going to take some humbling, but let me do the second part of that. It's listen to understand and speak to be understood. Now, when I say speak to be understood, I mean you got to say it with your chest. Nigga. You got to... You gotta say it with your chest and mean what you say. Big you facts. Did because you know you. Who know you better than you, right? Hello. So when you say that, the challenge is going to be. Sometimes we can be who we are, but being who we are might not get us far. It's fit. Say that shit.
Oh, say that shit.
Share that shit. So when you do that, what happens here is we often use the tone of the verbiage of iron sharpen iron.
Correct.
And we don't run from the friction.
Correct.
The reason we don't run from the friction, two metal pieces going together is going to spark. You don't run from that because if you run from it, you're not allowing yourself to be sharpened. I've changed over the years because I've allowed people to change, to enter inside of my thought process. Though I was speaking what it say, listen, understand, speak to be understood. Though I was speaking to be understood, that wasn't always right because it was yielding me no good results. So now compromise enters all of that. In between sharing the conversation and what makes you not feel well, that term compromise is what's going to change the trajectory. So throughout these conversations that we both share, you'll see a lot of that because I promise you there's going to be some topics that we don't agree on.
Big facts.
I'm a lot older than Dog, and he's a lot younger than me. I know some things, he knows some things, and we just going to work this out. So the way we exercise these, we hope that you guys find somebody that you can share those conversations with. Leave comments and leave comments down in the whatever that is comment down section. There in the comment section, man, and let us know how it works out for y'all, or give us some input on what y'all think we should add to the show and things of that nature.
Big facts. Definitely share some topics, man, because the whole purpose is to have healthy and constructive conversations. All right, so share your ideas and topics with us, and we definitely will implement those and talk about those things. We're going to get into some of the spicy things that everybody likes to talk about, like relationships and things of that nature, but we're definitely going to get more into the more difficult or challenging conversations. So definitely, man, look, whenever you enjoy these conversations and you want to share with your friends, share that shit.
Share that shit.
You dig what I'm saying?
No, what you tell?
Share that shit.
Fuck you talking about?
Share the conversation, man. It's KC in the place to be with Sam Goody.
Sam Goody, man. So with that being said, man, we appreciate y'all. This is just gonna be the first episode. And we're gonna see what it do. We're gonna grow. We're gonna grow from here, man. Find you somebody to share a conversation with. If we drop some good gems, man, make sure y'all go back and share that shit. You dig what I'm saying? And sit your partner down and say, hey, baby, let's share some. I think, you know what? I think we might come up with some cards from this too. Some hot topics.
Why not?
I think we need to come up with something. We really want to engage with y'all to a sense of.
Big facts.
We don't know it all. And we care to see how we can kind of help navigate this, man. So you all are going to be a big part of this whole process and doing things because we know how to talk.
Yeah.
We ain't afraid to talk, but we want to make sure that we're doing it in a sense of where you all are learning. We're learning from you all too as well. And even though it's virtually, we're going to all be sharing the conversation.
Big facts. Yeah, again, if you like this conversation, share that shit.
Share that shit. Too hard. Too hard, dog.
Too much sauce.